travelers and tourists. My name is Mark and I am the local disaster tour guide. And today I just wanted to do a quick holidays update video for my channel. Let you all know what's been going on and give you a bit of a sneak peek into the direction that I'm going to be heading with this channel through the holiday season and on into the new year. So I think the best place to begin with this video is probably just to say thank you to this community. Seriously, to my disaster tour guide community, you all are amazing, and I appreciate you so much. For those of you who might not have caught all of the news, you may have noticed that recently I had to take about a 2-week break in the content production for this channel, and the reason for that is I have been going through a lot of medical procedures and tests recently. Way back in May, I had a bad allergic reaction to some medicine, and unfortunately, I've had a lot of symptoms that have stuck around since that bad allergic reaction. Way back in September, my doctors thought that they had finally zeroed in on what was happening to me, and to summarize a lot of craziness, basically I went through a deluge of tests trying to prove a particular reaction and a particular condition, and unfortunately around the middle of October, that particular line of inquiry turned out not to be accurate to my situation. Now, I knew that all of those medical tests were coming. I knew that all of those crazy procedures were going to be happening. So towards the end of September, I recorded a ton of videos and I just preloaded a whole bunch of stuff to my channel. And my hope at the time was that I would have enough videos to kind of cover that period of time where I was going to be going through all of those procedures. And when that line of inquiry turned out to not quite be right, that kind of threw a giant wrench in my plans for this channel, and I had to do an entire extra round of medical tests and medical procedures trying to pinpoint what's been going on. And so that's why my channel has been quiet for a couple of weeks. But I just want to say really quick to this community that I have been just blown away by all of the people who have been sending me well wishes and thoughts and prayers and saying kind things, and I just genuinely appreciate the fantastic community that we are building here. Seriously, you all are amazing. Yes, the last month has been rough and stressful, but to know that there have been so many wonderful people just out there cheering me on, it has really done a lot to help me get through the last several weeks, and know that I genuinely appreciate all of the kind words and all of the encouraging things that you guys have said. I don't want to dive into all of the madness that has been my crazy medical journey the last few months. To give you a taste of what I have gone through, I have had over 30 medical tests, procedures, or visits of some kind in the last 6 weeks. So it has been constant. The good news is I now have a diagnosis that seems to be pretty dead on the money what I have been going through. So all of this may finally be identified. Now, if I'm being honest, according to my specialist, I probably have a full year ahead of me before I make a full recovery from what happened to me. But as stressful as that may sound, the reality is, up until a few days before I actually filmed this video, I didn't know what was going on and if I was ever going to recover. So the fact that I have a diagnosis, the fact that there is a timeline for my recovery, that is all good news for me, and I'm in good spirits because that gives me a picture of where I can go and what I can do. Now, if I'm being honest, that does mean I don't know exactly what the future of this channel is going to be. I do know I plan to stick with this channel. I have a fantastic community and I'm enjoying the conversations I get to have here. And as I've admitted before, I started this channel because I was bored and needed something to do. So I certainly intend to continue to produce content for this channel. The exact production schedule, I can't tell you what that's going to be. I do have a lot of content that I am planning for the holiday season, and I've even got some content that I'm looking into for January of next year. But I do just want to say, in regards to the content on this channel, you may see it fluctuate. There may be periods where I'm putting out more content or less content. And part of that is just me and my wife trying to figure out what this next year is going to look like as I go through this recovery process. But let me just say to everyone who watches this channel, if you're sending me good thoughts, positive vibes, lifting up prayers, whatever it may be, know that I appreciate that. And every single person who has sent me a kind word, thank you. It really does help to encourage me as I've had to wrestle through all of this. But anyways, I would like to give you some insight into where I hope to go with this channel over the next couple of months. And obviously for a lot of people, we are headed into the holiday season. Here in the United States, we have Thanksgiving coming up, and then after that, classically, you have Christmas and a lot of the other winter holidays that people celebrate. So happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone. You'll probably hear me say all of those in the coming days, because I hate to sound sappy, but honestly for me, this is the most wonderful time of the year. I love the holiday season. And I would like to go a little off topic for my channel really quick and just say that this is a fantastic time of year to give back to your community in some way. I've had the opportunity to work for nonprofit organizations, both as paid staff and as volunteer staff, in a variety of capacities over my life. And let me just say, there are so many ways to give back to your community and so many ways to powerfully impact people's lives, and it's not as hard as you might think. Even a small financial donation, 20, 25 bucks to a local nonprofit, can go a long way to helping people who are in difficult circumstances in your community. And if you don't have the ability to donate money directly to an organization, consider donating some time to help out an organization. The independent sector has actually reviewed the data surrounding volunteer work, and a single volunteer hour roughly translates to about $28 being donated directly to that organization. So donating an hour of your time once a week for a month ends up being better than donating $100 straight to that organization. The impact of volunteers is absolutely incredible, and I have had the opportunity to see that impact many times in the work that I have done. So with the holidays upon us, let me just encourage you to seriously consider donating some money, donating some time, helping out the people in your community in some way or another. And the best advice I can give you, if you're trying to figure out where or how to give, is to look to the things that you know. Several years ago, I had the opportunity to train for disaster relief programs. And as a result, I have not only worked in disaster relief, but I also know people who have worked in various different disaster relief organizations. So for example, I have friends who have done disaster relief for the American Red Cross. Therefore, when I donate to the American Red Cross, I am literally donating to an organization where I know the work that they're doing on a personal level. By the same token, my wife has donated a lot of her time volunteering to a local homeless shelter. And so frequently when she wants to give, she gives to that homeless shelter because she knows that work firsthand. I've often found that when you can get involved in helping organizations that are in your community that you know personally, that's going to be where you can do the greatest good with the gifts that you give. The holiday season is a fantastic time of the year, and I think that the generosity that pours out of people during this time of year is something to embrace, is something to celebrate, and I just wanted to take some time to encourage you to look for opportunities to give and to bless and to help people through this upcoming holiday season. But as for actual holiday content on this channel, I do have a few things that I am working towards over the course of the next month or so. First off, I am finalizing my reviews for Guns and Gears and the Grand Bazaar, both for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And you all voted in my latest community poll for the next iteration of Classic Introductions to cover the Bard class, so I've also been scripting that video as well. And those are some of the videos you can be looking forward to over the course of the next month. And speaking of holiday content spoilers, okay, so you want to know what's crazy about this? Not only did my wife approve of this madness, she demanded that I make one for her too. It's amazing what qualifies as doing your job when you're a YouTube content creator. I also plan to continue with my storytelling in Pathfinder 2e series. We're going to be moving into exploration mode and some of the content around that particular style of play in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So be on the lookout for that series and that content. And when it comes to my content in general, let me just say that I truly appreciate the feedback that I get from you all. Whether you are replying to my YouTube comments or responding to some of the conversations in my Discord group, by the way, you can find the link to that in the video description. I appreciate all of that feedback, and some of my best video conversations have come from the suggestions that you all have made or the observations that you all have given me. So definitely let me know if there are topics you're interested in or particular things that you would like me to cover, because conversations are definitely a two-way street, and I appreciate the feedback I get from you guys. Now, after Christmas, I do hope to take about a week break between Christmas and New Year's, but I hope to be back on New Year's with a mega video project that I've just kind of challenged myself to see if I could do. I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, but I'm going to try, so keep your eyes out for that. And if that video doesn't drive me to the point of insanity, I've got a second major video that I am hoping to accomplish in January as well. I'm not quite ready to announce that one, but let me just say I'm hoping to have a few special guests on this channel. But looking forward to the new year, there is one thing that I am truly excited about, and that is the upcoming release of the Battlezoo Bestiary. As some of you all may know, I was one of the Platinum Prize winners in RPG Superstar last year, and I recently got the PDF for Battlezoo Bestiary, and I got to see my monsters published in an official product, and yeah, I know I talk about it a lot, but it's cool. I love it. I am just so excited to see that actually happen. And I am hoping when my copy of Battlezoo Bestiary comes in, that I can do a review of that product for this channel. I can't promise that that review will be unbiased, but I do want to talk about it, so it'll probably show up. But speaking of the Battlezoo Bestiary, that actually leads into one of the things I've been thinking about in terms of where this community is going to be going. So I want to give you a teaser for what I'm thinking about with this channel and with this community. The first time that I opened up that PDF and saw my published monsters in an actual product, I looked at my wife and I just said, I want to run a game with this. So we kicked it around, and what I am hoping to do is to offer some one-shot games through my Patreon starting sometime in the new year. Now I will go ahead and tell you that those games are going to be very contingent on how my medical treatment is going and the realities of what our family's having to do to support that medical treatment. So right now I can't confidently say I'll have this many games or the games will start on this exact date. But I am choosing to be optimistic, so I am hopeful that in January I'm going to be able to start offering that through my Patreon. So let me just say, pay attention for that announcement, because that is something I am hoping to be able to start doing once the new year rolls around. For a while I've been considering whether or not I should offer to run games and campaigns through my Patreon, and due to my medical situation I don't feel like I can offer full campaigns or regular games. But I am optimistic that I could pull off some really fun one-shots, so that is something I am going to be building towards. And who knows, once I get a little further along in my treatments, I might be able to offer even more regular gaming as a reward for patrons who are interested in that sort of thing. Now, if you are interested in my Patreon or you want to follow those announcements a little more closely, I will have a link to my Patreon page down in this video description. Like I said, it's probably going to be the new year before I'm ready to formally announce that I'm offering one-shot games to my patrons. But when those are available, I will be making an announcement to the community for anyone who is interested in that. And let me just say, when it comes to supporting this channel, I truly appreciate the patrons that I have, and I truly love the support that they give me. But let me just say that the support from this community is amazing, Patreon and beyond. like I said, you all have been so encouraging the last couple of weeks as I went through this additional round of medical procedures. And I appreciate all of the kind support that I've gotten there. So whether you're liking a video, sharing a video, whether you're leaving comments on stuff, or whether you're just helping me get that all-important YouTube watch time, it doesn't matter how you're feeding that all-powerful algorithm. Just know that I appreciate you all, I appreciate your support, and while I don't know exactly what the next year is going to hold for me, I do plan to continue putting out content. I do plan to continue working through this channel, and I'm even hopeful to be able to grow what I do through this channel and through this community as I progress and heal and begin to recover from what I've been wrestling with for the last few months. In any case, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Thank you so much for the incredible encouragement I have received the last couple of weeks. And happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, I wish you the best. I hope that this season is a blessing to you, and have a wonderful day.